In my last video, I reviewed a thick Lenovo ThinkPad workstation. In this video, I'm reviewing the thinnest ThinkPad ever. This is the Lenovo X1 Titanium Yoga. So I really like the X1 Titanium Yoga because it fixes a couple of complaints I had with the previous ThinkPads that I've used. This one has a 3:2 aspect ratio for its display instead of the more traditional 16:9 ratio. The bezels are fine, they're not huge. It's also very light compared to the workstations I've reviewed before. But also keep in mind that those ThinkPads are much more powerful than this 2-in-1 laptop. I love this design as well. Most of the ThinkPads I've used before were black, while this looks a little bit different, mixing it up with silver and black. The top lid is made of titanium and carbon fiber and is also fingerprint resistant to keep this looking clean. The bottom is made of magnesium aluminum, and Lenovo is not shy about letting you know about this. At the bottom, you'll see the label letting you know about the materials. On top, you have a 720p camera, which is alright. It's good enough for video calls. Would a 1080p camera be better? Yeah, but maybe there's not enough space on this lid to put a high-res camera. There's also a built-in camera cover for extra security. However, what I do like is that it has Windows Hello Face Unlock. I definitely prefer Face Unlock over a fingerprint scanner when unlocking laptops. There's also a human presence detection on this laptop, which is pretty cool. It detects you when you leave your laptop and automatically locks the system. And then when you return, it senses you automatically and enables Windows Hello to unlock. So let me show you the human presence detection on the X1 Titanium Yoga. As you can see, it's locked on the table. The screen is blacked out. I'll just walk up to it. The display is 13.5-inch QHD touch with 3:2 aspect ratio. I like this ratio because there's more vertical space. I can see more content when scrolling through web pages. The colors are pleasing to the eyes and I don't have complaints about brightness. You can use the Dolby Vision app to change the display options to vivid, cinematic, or bright. And since this is a Yoga, the hinge lets you use this as a tablet or tent mode in addition to just using it as a regular laptop. This hinge feels very solid as well, not wobbly at all. The display supports touch and inking, and it does come with the Lenovo Precision Pen, which gives you 4096 levels of pressure sensitivity in the pen to take notes, create sketches, or fill out digital paperwork. There's no built-in storage for the pen, but there are magnets on the side to keep track of it. I'm not a big pen user, but it's great to have as an option. The left side of the X1 Titanium Yoga has two Thunderbolt 4 ports, and the right side has power button, audio jack, and a Kensington lock slot. The keyboard is fine, it doesn't feel cramped, I can type on it fine. The key travel is noticeably shorter than other ThinkPads I've used in the past, but I think it's because of the thinness of this laptop. I got used to typing with it pretty quickly though. My only issue is the placement of the page up and down buttons. I accidentally pressed them a bunch of times when trying to hit the arrow keys. So instead of moving my cursor left or right, I sometimes end up scrolling up or down the page. Also, if you're new to ThinkPads and used other Windows laptops, keep in mind that the function and control keys are switched. You can change that in the Commercial Vantage app. There are also shortcuts to the Action Center and calls. It's currently set up to open Microsoft Teams, but if it was up to me, I'd replace these two keys with the page up and page down buttons instead of the current location next to the arrow keys. Above the delete key is the fingerprint scanner. Like I said before, I prefer Windows Hello Face Unlock, but you have a fingerprint scanner as an option. It's fast, it's easy, and I don't have any issues with it. And since this is a ThinkPad, there's a red track point in the middle of the keyboard. I'm not a big track point user, but many people are. The 3 touchpad buttons are also here as expected on ThinkPad laptops. Now on to the touchpad. Lenovo uses a haptics-based touchpad, meaning it'll let you feel a click using vibrations without actually moving the touchpad. The haptic feedback is great. It does feel like real clicks when pushing down the touchpad, but I think this technology still needs improvements. Tapping and scrolling are not as accurate or responsive compared to other laptops I've used, which is unfortunate. I'm not sure if this can be improved via a firmware update or if it's a hardware issue that will be improved later in the next generation. If you ask me what my least favorite feature of this laptop, I'd say it's the touchpad. I sometimes need to tap more than once before it gets recognized, which is very annoying. On the left and right sides of the keyboard are the speakers. They're loud and you can use the Dolby Atmos app or the Lenovo Commercial Vantage app to customize the sound profile depending on what you're doing, whether you're watching a movie, listening to music, or podcast, or you can just let them adjust the settings automatically for you. The X1 Titanium Yoga comes with Windows 10 Pro, and I did not see any unnecessary pre-installed apps. There's the Lenovo Commercial Vantage app, which lets you change a lot of the device settings, as well as check for updates. When it comes to specifications, you can get up to 11th gen Intel Core i7 processor, up to 16 gigs of RAM, up to 1 terabyte SSD, and integrated Intel Iris Xe graphics, which is exactly what this review unit has. The price starts at $1,685 and can go up to over $2,400 depending on the specs. If that price seems high, keep in mind that you're paying a premium for a thin and light laptop, but with the durability and dependability of the ThinkPad brand. All ThinkPads have military-grade certifications tested for things like humidity, vibration, extreme temperatures, dust, and more. In simple terms, when you get a ThinkPad, you're getting a laptop that will last longer than most other laptops. So I'm happy with the performance. I don't notice any issues with my normal usage of responding to emails, browsing the web, or creating documents, or watching movies. Now, this doesn't have a dedicated graphics card, but I was curious how it would do with video editing, and I was surprised. I shoot with 1080p files and export to 4K for YouTube. Scrubbing through the timeline was smooth, no lags. Exporting a 10-minute 1080p timeline to 4K for YouTube took about 12.5 minutes. For comparison, the same video files on the Surface Book 3 with NVIDIA Quadro RTX 3000 Max-Q takes about 6 minutes. So this laptop is slower at exporting videos, but for this form factor, waiting a few more minutes isn't that bad. So I'm currently working from home and I'm mostly plugged in when I'm using the laptop. When I do unplug the power, the battery timer usually estimates about 4 hours of battery life. So that's the Lenovo ThinkPad X1 Titanium Yoga. There's so much to like about this laptop. It's thin, it's light, it looks great, performs great, love the 3:2 aspect ratio, love the Windows Hello Face Unlock and the human presence detection. And since this is a ThinkPad, you know it's very durable. I wish I could say this is a perfect laptop, but unfortunately that new haptic touchpad is not very accurate. Like I said, I sometimes have to tap twice before it gets recognized, and that gets very annoying. Not sure if that can be fixed through firmware, so I'll leave an update in the comments if that gets fixed. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. That's all. Wait, actually, my next review is going to be this laptop. This one is the X1 Carbon, so look out for that review in the future. Make sure you're subscribed so you get an update right away when I upload that video. So yeah, that's all for now. I'm Mark. Thanks for watching.